Hello and welcome to Baking on a Budget. Now this time what we have is a very simple recipe. We're going to make garlic bread from scratch. Going to make the bread, going to make the garlic butter, going to put the two things together. Everything we need to do that is over here. I'm going to run through and tell you all of the ingredients and how much all of this costs. To begin with, we have 200 grams of strong bread flour. That cost me 22 pence. We have 7 grams of dried yeast, which is 8 pence. We have 1 teaspoon of sugar, 2 pence. We have a pinch of salt, which we can't cost, and we have 160 ml of lukewarm water, which again we can't really cost. We have 6 cloves of garlic at 24 pence. We have 2 teaspoons of parsley at 8 pence, and we have 80 grams of unsalted butter at 62 pence. This whole recipe comes to £1.26. We're going to get 2 circular 10-inch garlic breads out of that, making each garlic bread 63 pence a piece. So first thing to do is to make the bread dough for this. Alrighty, so the first thing we want to do is just bloom this yeast. This is just a packet of dried yeast, and I'm going to get that in this lukewarm water along with a teaspoon of this sugar. There it is. Now we're going to mix all that up, and I'm just going to leave this for about 10 minutes. Let it froth up. Make absolutely sure that this yeast is indeed active. Right, I'll just set that aside and cover it. We'll come back to it in 10 minutes. Okay, the yeast has indeed bloomed, so what we have in the bowl here is 200 grams of strong bread flour. To that we have a pinch of salt, and then we want to get the yeast mix into the flour. I'm going to bring this together with a spoon. It looks like that might be a little bit wet, but I've got the flour here just in case we need a little bit more. So let's get that together first. And with this I am indeed going to knead this bread. It would also work with a no knead method, and I've put a link in the description below to a no knead bread dough with which I made some baguettes a little while ago, and that recipe would work fine for this as well. So we've got that together. That's okay actually, it's a little bit wet, but it's alright. So that ratio of 200 grams flour, 160 water seems to be good. A little bit sticky on my hands, so I will put a little bit of flour on there. And I'll take that out, get a little bit of flour on the board, and then we are going to knead this for about 10 minutes, something like that. But as I say, this would work with the no knead method as well, where you would just stretch the dough out a couple of times and then let it prove. So 10 minutes of this, and then we'll get on to the next stage. Okay, and that's had about 10 minutes there. Gone very nice and soft, elasticy type of thing. So I'm going to just fold that into itself like so. We've got the bowl. We want just a touch of oil in there. There it is. And we'll just coat the bowl with that. Stick the dough in. So we're going to cover that and leave it for about an hour in a warm place. It's a very warm day today here, so I'm just going to leave it out on the bench. Come back in an hour and it should be ready to go. Okay, and about an hour later, our dough has doubled in size. So we're going to get it out of the bowl, like so. I'm just going to knock any air out of that, or build up gases. That should do it. And now I'm just going to form that back into a ball and cut it in half. Now what we want is a little bit of flour on the board, a little bit of flour on the dough, and I'm just going to roll this out pretty much the same as a pizza base. I'll roll it out to about a 10-inch round. Again, for me it doesn't have to be absolutely round, but something close. That will do it. Now I'm going to put this on this circular baking sheet or baking tray, and I'm just going to put a little bit of flour on the bottom of that. I'm not going to oil it or anything like that. A little bit of flour will be just fine. So I want to pick the dough up, stick it on the tray. Now I'm going to let that rest for about 10 minutes. Whilst it's doing that, we're going to prepare the garlic butter. We have 80 grams of butter going into the pan, and I'm just going to melt that down on a low heat on the hob. And whilst that's happening, I'm just going to skin these garlics, and I'm just going to crush all of this garlic into this small bowl. Again, simplicity itself, this recipe, but absolutely delicious. Great with the lasagna. I made a lasagna recipe a couple of weeks ago. There is a link in the description to that, and these two go together absolutely beautifully. Fresh home-baked lasagna and fresh homemade garlic bread. Fantastic. Okay, that's all of the garlic crushed, looking good. Let's get any last little bits in there. Good, so now we're just waiting for that butter to melt. Okay, the butter has melted. We're just going to pour that over the garlic. Beautiful. Mix that up, stir it all together. Looking very good. And to that, I'll just put 1 or 2 teaspoons of parsley in there. I might get away with 1 actually. I think that will do. Beautiful garlic sauce. Now you could put other herbs in this if you wanted to. Just a bit of a tradition with the parsley. So there is the garlic sauce. The oven's coming up to temperature, and we're going to combine these two and make a delicious homemade garlic bread. Okay, the oven is up to temperature. This is all looking good. I've got a brush here. What I'm going to do is just pick some of this up and brush it onto the dough. Just get that spoon out there. Look at that. This is going to be fantastic. And we've got the same again there for the next one when we do that. In fact, I get a little bit more garlic on there, I think. That's looking good. Now this is going into the oven. A fairly hot oven, about 190 degrees centigrade that is. And the conversions for this are in the description below the video. It's going in there for about 15 minutes. I'm going to keep an eye on it. And when it's risen a bit and browned a little, that will be good to go. Okay, now that's had about 12 minutes in the oven. It is looking absolutely beautiful. Of course it smells delicious. And what I'm going to do is just cut that into slices. I'm going to let it cool just a little, and then we shall have a taste. Okay folks, look at this. Homemade garlic bread. It smells absolutely wonderful in the kitchen right now. I'm going to take a slice of that now, and I'm going to tell you exactly how it tastes. Absolutely beautiful. Butter is actually dripping off there. Oh, that's fantastic. I know you can buy ready-made garlic bread in the shop, but seriously, making your own from scratch is the way to go. The bread is absolutely fantastic. The butter has melted right into it. Loads of garlic on there. And as I say, this would go great with that homemade lasagna recipe. And there's a link to that in the description below the video. Isla's just had a large piece of it. And that whole plate of garlic bread, 63 pence. And absolutely wonderful. So there it is, a very simple recipe. Absolutely delicious. If you've enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see more videos like this in the future, always very simple recipes to make, always very inexpensive, and always absolutely delicious, then do consider subscribing to the channel. And in the meantime, I'm going to finish off another couple of slices of this garlic bread, and I thank you very much for watching. Delicious.